Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Tabletop Tuesday. It's this crew again. We've got another rousing edition of the Burbs. Um, yes, we are back again this week because of who we have available for Tuesday. And I'll just go ahead and say now that next week we will not be having the lovely LB, so we will figure out, whether we will be doing masks without Sabrina or if we will be doing something else. So keep your eyes peeled on our socials, our Twitter and our Discord, which is the best way to know what we are doing.
You
Um,
just have Sabrina get kidnapped. That seems to be like the
yeah.
the standard
Well,
on this channel.
last I remember, she was diving into the water to sabotage a boat. Something could happen there.
We could
Uh,
just completely rip off Barry from that one time we had to rescue
oh yeah,
someone from underwater.
yeah. Maybe that
Oh my
was.
God.
Yeah. Anyway, that was forever ago. Feels like. But anyway, we here at GGameKnights do a whole bunch of stuff. You watch our intro video that tells you about it. The schedule for those things is beneath our faces here on Twitch, or like I was saying, on our socials, Twitter and Discord, to know what we are doing when. Um, let's see. The schedule should be as normal. We should be back with Elegant Magics this Thursday for more Good Society. Friday should be back with Neon Souls. Saturday should be back with Saturday Night Mistborn. I'm using a lot of shoulds because we've had a lot of, you know, uh, illness or missing cast members in the past week or so. So, just hedging our bets here. And then, yeah, Sunday should be back with more Vase and Thursday's Children. But yeah, again, best way to know what we are doing and when is on our socials. And yeah, I think that does it in terms of channel housekeeping. So let's go around and introduce ourselves and say what we're doing here tonight. Let's start with David.
All right. Yeah, I'm the GM tonight. You can find me on Tuesdays on this channel. And yeah, tonight we're playing the Burbs, a Cthulhu horror game set in using the Savage World system.
Very good. Thank you. LB.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches. I'm going to be playing Clara Kriegerton. She is a scientist, sort of professor.
And hello, I am OMG It's Some Guy, Alex, and in tonight's game I am playing James McCoy, the handyman who is living in the same house as Clara. Alright, let's turn things over to our keeper to tell us what we did last time.
All right. Yeah. So last time you finished up the barbecue, you investigated the Miller's house. You found a notebook. You ripped some pages out of it. You sabotaged the machine in the basement and collected a sample of the goo that people disintegrate into. And yeah, from there, you sent the goo sample to be analyzed by one of Clara's friends. You attended the UFO meeting, um, where you had a run-in with Matt Jr. As you left him at the YMCA, he was talking to one of the elderly farmers that was at the UFO meeting with you. And that night, we had to do a bit of backtracking because we forgot about the sabotage of the machine in the basement. So there was a small fire in the Miller's basement. The fire department never arrived. It eventually was put out, and the lights and humming returned, but this time different frequency on the flashing lasting much longer than it usually does. A little before sunrise when it happened. And then not too long after it was done, Matt Jr. came walking out the front door of his house, and he appears to be approaching yours. Was there anything I missed in all that.
I think that's mostly
No.
it. We did
Yeah.
tell Sarah about basically everything other than she didn't
Yeah.
exist prior to this time loop.
Correct. We have to go drop off this stuff, right? At
I
the
think you
the
dropped
lab
it off
still?
last night, but he was gonna
Yeah,
analyze
Okay,
it today.
okay. That's what it was. Okay.
yeah. You theoretically dropped it off when you were doing errands yesterday, and he's going to analyze it at some point today. Let's see here. So yeah, today's Sunday. All right. What else? Oh, you did see some blueprints in the house as well, not just the journal with Latin in it. The journal, you saw some pictures of the Millers, what looked like the late 1800s, early 1900s, kind of like a mine or something like that. And you do know that, Silver Falls, the town you're in, is a mining town. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, the blueprints you found were from like the 1880s, and it was a kind of a smaller house with an extensive hidden basement. And you have the name of the architect. Was that Charles Wedgwood? Is that the one I used?
Yes.
My old character name. All right. I remember he got thrown in there somewhere. But yeah, we pick up with Matt Jr. walking calmly across the street towards y'all's front door. You clock him walking pretty early on. He's not even off his yard yet. So yeah, and all three of you are awake.
Oh God.
Shit, this.
We have to know what that liquid is.
Right. Okay. I can distract him, maybe hold him off if it comes to it. You two should go out the back and maybe get back around to the garage or just hoof it to campus.
Are you sure?
If we're in the car, just come with us.
Yeah,
Is the car in the driveway or in the garage?
I assume it's in the garage.
Okay. Then let's just all go.
Get in the car, wait till we hear him come in the front door or whatever, and just peace out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do that.
And 1 minute, James is gonna take, because presumably we have some kind of table for like throwing the keys on or something right by the door. James is gonna position that in front of the door so that it's a little harder to break through, because he's assuming that's what Matt Jr. will eventually get to.
Okay. All right. So you're running down, you put a table in front of the door and run out to the car. We can actually look at your place here.
Wait, can I grab the gun first?
Yes. I'm assuming you're grabbing your gun. Sarah's grabbing her gun from her. She probably already had it. She was keeping watch.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. If you don't want him to see you getting in, yeah. So I'm not going to make you roll a stealth because you can pretty easily get into the garage without him seeing you from the front.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't go in through the side here. You'd have to go into your backyard and go through here.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So yeah, you go into the garage, and as you're going in, Sarah kind of moves around like she's going to drive and motions for someone to throw her the keys.
Do you feel comfortable doing this?
Yeah, of course I do. Come on, not a lot of time.
Okay. Tosses her the keys. Gets in. I'm gonna go in the back seat, I think.
Okay, I guess James will run around to shotgun.
All right. Sarah's gonna hand you her gun, James.
I was gonna say literally the only person without a gun.
Yeah.
Starting
Yeah.
shot.
He'll check it over. Okay, I'm actually decent in shooting, so I know how to handle a gun.
Yeah. All right. You hear eventually like a loud smashing noise.
Garage.
And that's
Hit the garage door button.
that old 80s garage doors going up. Well, you probably the faster thing to do would be to like disengage it and just throw it open and jump in the
Yeah,
car
That's
as it's
probably what
pulling
James
out.
is doing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you might not even have an electric garage door opener. It's 1980. I have
true.
no idea how common they were. Yeah. So Sarah kind of pulls out and gets right up next to you, James, so you can drive in the car. And she is driving like a maniac, pulls out into the street and just starts gunning it. Give me a notice check, the two of you.
Okay.
Whoop.
Ooh, that's
Got a 5.
yeah, 5 and a 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's both a success. You notice your front door. It's completely gone off the hinges, and you see some of the wall and kind of masonry around the edges have gone with it.
Do you believe us now?
I don't know. She starts, she hits it, and you're kind of looking out towards your house as you see Matt Jr. run out onto the street, apparently dragging your door.
Oh God!
And he chucks it at the car as you're driving away.
Does it get anywhere close?
We'll find out.
Oh boy!
Got to roll a check for Matt Jr. here.
Door throw check, please.
Throwing. He's okay at it. He's not great.
That's right. That's a a stat.
There's throwing, yeah. It covers throwing literally anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, but now I'm curious. Am I better at it than Matt Jr. is? I think we're the same.
Got a D6 in it.
Same.
All right.
Is he bigger than me?
Okay, so that is gonna hit because it's a ranged attack. So you're just looking to hit a 4.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, because it's vehicle combat, and your vehicle is faster and more dexterous. So that's going to give you a +2 to target numbers on that kind of stuff right now until at least he's in his own vehicle. So it just misses then. So the door looks like it's going to hit and just kind of just goes to the left a little bit and hits over to the side, and Sarah's just like, oh shit, and just makes a quick turn, and you're driving away.
What? Where did you learn to drive like this?
What are you talking about?
I don't know if I would be under the same cool head as you are in the same situation, because I'm not.
You know, Air Force, you get a little used to it.
Air Force? Oh, right, Air Force. Totally. Air Force. Just write it down on something.
And
I think that the sincerity in which she says Air Force, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And yeah, so you guys are kind of driving for a little bit. And we are going to roll something to see if Matt Jr. can find you.
Our bennies are reset, right?
Yes. So it's by session.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at the exclamation of Air Force, James would look at Claire and also give like a what kind of look, but isn't gonna say anything out loud at this moment.
I feel like she's like, wait, I have to reevaluate everything now because I feel like it's a different mindset. The pilot makes more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
When you first mentioned piloting, there's an old, like, it's not even a copy pasta, it's just an online story of some player playing a Cthulhu game whose DM was a total jerk, so they made the trolliest character with, like, a novel-length backstory, and, you know, it's worth reading some other time, but basically the one skill he didn't actually put in there was the ability to fly stuff, but the DM just assumed the character knew how to do it because he knew how to do everything else.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make some weird Cthulhu characters. All right. Yeah, I think a couple minutes later, you see the Millers. What the heck are those things called?
Station wagon?
Station wagon?
Station wagon, yeah. Pulling out after you. I will forget it literally every single time. But
God.
until then, so the way this is going to work as a chase, they're each going to roll a driving check. Someone can choose to help with the drive check, which would be like you basically navigating to help out, but you wouldn't have your action. So you'd be using your action to navigate. If you wanted to help and shoot, it'd be doing like the two actions in one go. So you take a -2 to both.
Right, okay. We probably don't want to do that, given you mentioned in vehicle stuff there's already a +2 to target numbers.
Well, now it's going to be, now that you're both in cars and going relatively the same speeds,
Okay.
those are going to go away. Neither of you have a +2.
Okay.
So the way it's going to work is Sarah and Matt Jr. are going, since they are the ones driving, are going to roll driving checks. If someone wants to help out, she gets +1.
Okay. Let's meta just a little bit. My shooting's a D6.
Mine is also a D6, so I think our shooting's the same, so I'm trying to think in terms of characters, who is more likely to shoot. Probably James.
Yeah, probably James.
So James is gonna, start leaning out of shotgun and, taking shots while Claire probably, leans forward and helps navigate, I assume.
Yeah, that makes sense because Clara knows where she's going.
Yep.
Okay. So then, I don't think I have to do plus. I think I just have to. Oh dang!
Oh dang!
Oh dang!
Okay, she aced. That +1 actually helps. So that is going to be 2 raises. And so the way it works on this is you all will go when Sarah goes.
Okay.
But Sarah gets to draw 3 cards
Holy shit.
for actions.
Okay.
Hi, Jay.
So I'm gonna put them over here to. We'll put them over here on Alex.
Okay.
Oh, that one just went. That one just went rando. Okay.
I mean, I
Let's
do not
see.
see it. Oh, now I see the card over there. We can reshuffle if you want.
What cards do you have?
I have the Two of Hearts and the Queen of Spades, and I see the Queen of Diamonds on the
Okay. Yeah,
board.
that's you. That's y'all's, and now I gotta roll one for Matt Jr. Good to see it driving. He's pretty good at driving.
Uh-oh. Not as good as my apparently in the Air Force sister.
Oh, he still did pretty well on his driving.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So he gets 2.
I assume having more cards is better, but that's as much as I know about what these cards are gonna do.
So you it's basically your initiative.
Okay.
So you go in order. Ace being high.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one is clubs are bad. So like that, if you both, if you like tied, you would resolve it by suit, and I believe it's hearts, diamonds, spades, clubs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And clubs are like considered a fumble. Like you have a combat complication happen to you if you get a club.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no clubs here, so that's good.
So yeah, none of you got a club. Matt Jr. did get a club though.
Okay, cool.
So check the future.
So for the folks at home, this is one of those places where, as we have switched to a new system that none of us really know,
Yes.
we are going to be looking up rules and stuff and figuring things out. So
Yes,
please bear with
absolutely.
us.
Okay, it's not a big one. It's when it comes up, there will be an obstacle in Matt Jr.'s way, and he will have to make a roll at -2 to avoid it, suffer damage, or come to a stop. So
Those movers moving a pane of glass across the street.
Yeah.
So you guys get to go for each one of your things here.
Okay.
So you're gaining distance because you get an extra go. Each initiative count you get to move.
Okay.
And yeah, you could shoot 3 times basically.
Okay. Well, I think I will do that then. So is the idea that Clara is going to be for each of the turns helping navigate, and that contributed to the first roll, or?
So
I like that.
doesn't say.
Huh.
Does not count as an action. Yeah. So you're busy maneuvering. Yeah, you're busy maneuvering. Because that gave, and so it does give a +1 forward to any like complicated driving checks that Sarah has to make.
Okay. All right, but otherwise, I basically just roll 3 shoot checks right now.
What you got? Queen, and what was the other one?
And a 2.
And a 2. Okay, so don't roll for the 2 yet because something might happen between then
Okay.
and the 2. But for the two queens, yeah, go for it. So, what's your gun?
Of whatever Sarah's is.
Oh, that's right. Okay. It does have so basically, yeah, you can shoot twice. If you wanted to kind of go nuts with it, you could shoot a bunch of times. But that'd be with a minus 4 to all your
That sounds like a
shots. You'd like
big
shoot 6
minus.
times.
So I do not think I will shoot wildly. And then I don't know if this system has things for, like, say I wanted to target their tires, or am I
Yes,
just
they do have
aiming-
called shots.
Okay.
Do I have vehicular called shots? Page 113, vehicles. Okay. Particular attacks, which collisions, actual critical hits. Doesn't say. All right. I'm gonna say. So, what are you trying to shoot?
I mean, I think I want to shoot out a tire, because even though it is very clear that they intend violence on us, I'm trying to think, because they have killed us twice. Does James still have any compunctions about shooting to kill at this point?
So, kind of up to you. One of the things that they talk about with like the loss of sanity and things like that is if you find yourself at a point where you're not caring about life and things like that, that is like, oh, that's not a sane reaction. But I think he's a bad person, so this falls under self-defense. If you think that you haven't been driven to that point yet, though, it's totally reasonable, mechanically speaking. Because I don't think you've lost much. You haven't lost any sanity in this version, have you?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
So I think probably for this go around, just gonna try and shoot out the tires, to hinder their ability to chase after us, and we'll see how things go from there.
I am. He's not like 100% just behind you, and you're kind of off to the side. I'm gonna call it a -4 on
a called shot
on your shoot check. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's different. It's different penalties for different areas.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do like a call shot at Matt Jr., it'd probably only be like a -2 or something, because he's right there looking at it, but trying to get one of the wheels, it's not a great angle.
Okay. So yeah, I think the first one, gonna try and shoot the tire. Then probably after that, just a general shot at the car, because I also don't know what the rules are for that, and like what it may or may not hit doing that. But so, first one, a -4. This is probably going to be a negative. We'll see. Well, that's a 1, but it's not a crit fail.
No, yeah.
So yeah, that would have been a 5 if I hadn't called the shot. And so let me just roll another shoot check. No called shot this time. That's also a 1. Ooh, that is Snake Eyes.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, Snake Eyes is bad. So so it advances the horror of the game. I think your gun jams.
Okay.
You can clear it, but you'll have to use your next action, and you're gonna have to roll. I'll let you either roll a repair or a shoot to clear it.
Cool.
Matt Jr. does not have a gun on him. And he is going to have to make a drive check here, because his his first card that comes up is the 7 of clubs. So he has got to make a drive check. And it's no, it's at a -2. Okay. All right, succeeds.
Roll 20. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Is not liking us. It's liking all the NPC stuff, but well,
And let me roll a couple of drive checks for Sarah whilst this has gone on, because oh, I forgot to give her a +1, so that's an 8. So that's with a raise.
okay.
And more. And a 5. Okay. So yeah. He had to make it at a minus. He's only got to make 1. So last one, go ahead and roll me your repair or whatnot.
Sure. I'll
To
go ahead and
clear
do
it.
repair, even though I'm realizing my repair and shooting are the same number.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter then.
Yeah, but I'm a repairman, damn it. That's an 8.
Okay, you got a raise. I'll let you get a shot off with a -2 if you want.
Sure, I'll take it. Watch as I get another crit.
Actually, I'll just do a -1 because a -2 would be the same as if you did an extra action, which you're just straight up allowed to do.
Okay. Okay, so shooting with a -1. That's a 4.
It hits.
All right.
So let me look up the gun's damage. Oh, I forgot. Weapons and stuff are over here. Oh,
Everyone just imagine some Fast and the Furious music in the background.
yeah.
Yeah. Too fast. Too furious. That's the only thing I can think
Okay,
of.
pistols. All right. Yeah, they're all like. She's military. Roll me 2d8.
Oh, dang. That's a 7.
Okay. All right. This is just a station wagon. So that is going to, it's going to give him a -1 on drive checks going forward. Oh gosh. And he does a drive check now. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Just do it normal. I started trying to hit up to do it and realized I couldn't add in the -1. All right. And actually, he is going to be at a -3 because he's moving slower than y'all are right now. He's trying to catch up.
That's with a -3?
I aced.
Jeez, okay. Well, it's still not enough for a raise, but seeing that green around the square was not a happy moment.
All right, so he's still on your tail. And y'all are making call. Play his hands for. Oh, Got to recall that last one too.
Yeah.
On table. There you go. Shuffle. And it's the next round. So a plus to the driving. You know what? I'm going to say this is too boring for LB. I'm going to say this is only on the first one that you have to dedicate your action to navigating.
Okay. I don't mind.
Now I'm just imagining the two of our characters just leaning out the window, pop, pop.
Down the street. Yeah.
In what is presumably very white suburban Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So driving with a +1. Submit. Dang, Sarah. 16.
Dang, Sarah. Can we just win? Like,
That is 3 raises. So that's 4 draws.
wow.
Oh my gosh. All
That's
right.
my sister.
2, 3, 4. All right. And Matt Jr. still got rocking his -3 over here.
No clubs, and we got the ace of spades.
Oh, dang. Let me know if you get a joker as well. Because
Okay.
jokers are wild. And they get to do fun things. A 5. He only gets 1.
All right.
I'm basically going to say you guys are getting, like, and he got a flipping club. Oh,
Thank you, Roll20.
okay. I can. That's right. I can't look at them. I can only try and steal them from you.
Okay, so
All
we've got
right.
ace of spades, 10 of spades, 9 of hearts, 7 of spades.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So his is a 7 as well. So all 4 of y'all's go before him.
So we basically just each rolling, or I guess LB is still doing 1 navigation thing, but then 3 other actions.
Yeah.
Is there
You each get 3 actions.
anything we want to do other than shoot at this murderous teenager?
Well, I mean, I don't. Can we? Can I navigate in a way that like we get ahead enough where I can like, okay, no, go down here, and then like we turn real quick so we can kind of lose him.
That's kind of already what you're doing a little bit with the +1.
Okay. I don't know if Clara's comfortable leaning out a window shooting. I'm gonna be honest.
You can just put your arm out.
Okay. Okay.
Just blind
All
fire.
right, I'll try. Just roll a shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 10
You
for the folks
aced.
at home.
I rolled a 10. I did. I aced it. Oh
All
my
right.
god. Clara's like, ah! Ah! I was like, this is either going to go really poorly or really well. There's going to be no in between.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
do you wanna do your
Yeah,
other
so
two,
that
or should I do
is
mine
with
now?
a raise, which, yeah, it basically just means, keep in mind your shot is extra good.
Mhm.
Yeah, roll
Can I get a
the
tire?
damage. Maybe we'll see the damage.
Okay, what am I rolling for damage?
What's your gun?
Oh, right. It's
A
a
Glock.
9mm Glock, 2d6.
Okay.
5. How average?
Yep.
Oh,
Feeling like with a raise, for whatever reason, I think you get another d6. I think that might be what yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So you get another d6 on your weapon die for each raise.
that is a
Above.
6.
That aces, so roll it again.
This is the greatest shot in the history of shots.
Yeah, so that is a total of 13.
Okay. That is going to be with there's going to be a raise on the car's toughness. So that is a wound,
Mhm.
which is bad for the car. So it turns out.
Good. Fuck that car.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was just the first of our many shots this round.
Yeah, James.
All right, let's see if I hit this time. That's an 8.
Yeah.
Yay!
So is that 3d8 now?
Yeah.
That is 22 points of damage. That was
No, it's
2
not,
8s
because
and
you
a 6.
aced with 2. You got to
Oh,
roll those d8s again.
So 2 more d8s.
You got to roll 2 more d8s.
33 points of damage.
This game gets crazy with damage real fast.
Holy shit!
Okay, that is enough to disable the car. You do enough wounds between y'all's 2 shots. Yeah, I think I think one of the shots like kind of hits the front of the car, and kind of you see punch through, and you see a tire kind of pop. You see it jolt down,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of starts to he kind of starts to lose control of it. And James, you just come in and you shoot, and you see the car just flips over. You don't know how it happened. You don't know what you hit, but you just really messed up with this.
Oh! Oh my god!
Oh. Kind of looks at the gun. What caliber is this? Looking at Sarah.
It's military issue. Let's just, and she just kind of keeps punching it.
Oh, turn
you know-
here.
Yeah. I'm gonna give her one last drive check
Jesus H.
because y'all do need to get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
because
cops.
the cops are definitely after you now. All right, that's a success. Thanks for the +1. But yeah, she was so distracted by what she was seeing in her rear view, she almost missed the turn she needed for to get to the college. And plus side is nothing bad happened to your car, so it doesn't look messed up at all.
Yeah.
You can go park in a parking garage, and it's
Yeah.
unlikely the cops are going to find it anytime soon.
All right. That's what we would like to do. Park and then like quickly walk, like walking with a purpose towards the chemistry building.
All right. Yeah. You make it there. You have keys. And you let yourself in. And what time? It is like early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 7:30 right now. Maybe it's probably more like 6:20 or so.
Yeah.
So unsurprisingly, your chemistry friend is not here.
Mm-hmm. Clara just kind of sits down. Okay, so we can't go home right now. Oh. Is everyone okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. Are you two okay?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Did we bring the guns in with us, or did we leave them in the car?
Sarah's bringing her gun.
Yeah.
She asked for it back as you get out of the car.
Hand it back.
Okay. So they know that we know now. Which kind of sucks, but we're gonna have to reset the loop, I think.
Probably. That's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, but with who?
I don't know that they're going to just let us ask for who it is, but
I know, but if we have a choice, do we want to go further back or do we want to stay further forward?
I mean, probably further back.
So we have more time.
Okay.
Um,
And
okay, so
this is gonna make things interesting if they remember things across the loops.
but they haven't. There was a note about the some of the names on the text that said killed before question mark. So they don't know for sure who they've killed.
Well, that's morbidly reassuring, I guess.
One of them said loyal next to them. I mean, it might be worth trying to pretend like we're loyal one time.
We could. Just, I don't know that we know enough about whatever the hell it is they're doing that we would know when to drop the act. And
It's fair.
but I do think that is a good idea. Probably just need to, call it earlier than maybe we should. A time or two. Play it safer in terms of pretending to be a good little crony.
Yeah. I mean, what's our plan here? We find out what they are and what they can do, and then what?
Turning to Sarah, do you know anyone in the Air Force that would, handle this kind of thing? Like Area 51 or something? Do you know anyone there?
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, I did my, you know, my tours and got out of there. I haven't. I mean, I know a couple people that are still in the Air Force, but they're not at anything like that.
Right. Not currently active. Got it. Okay. Okay. So shit, I mean, like, who do we tell? Are we just gonna kill them?
I mean,
Can we kill them?
I guess we'll find out if, Matt Jr. comes walking through that door, covered in scrapes and burns.
I mean, if they're like multi-dimensional creatures, we might have to use like magic.
Well, then we're fucked.
Not necessarily. We have the spell.
Okay, but last I checked, I can't do magic. Can you do magic? Can she do magic?
Something happened when I tried to do it, right?
I thought the spell
What
was
to do
just
is
what we had for enchanting the stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It enchants a bronze item.
Right. Okay. I mean, we could try. I mean, we're kind of in uncharted territory here, so it's hard to tell what's actually possible. I didn't think that, people could turn other people into goo.
Good point. All right. So here's the thing on this. It's not necessarily in your background,
Uh-huh.
but doing the chemistry and stuff on this to figure out what's in the sample would just be one of these checks.
Yeah,
So, are you good at like investigation?
I am good at investigation.
You could try and analyze the sample yourself.
That's what I was thinking.
Not to cut you off, sorry. I was
No,
just
no,
it
no.
just thought popped in my head.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try. I know a little bit. I know enough. I can probably analyze this and see what's going on with it. But we are going to have a plan for after.
Well, Sarah's kind of looking at the room because there's a couple of entry points. So I think, we move back over here, and someone comes in, we just, well, if one of the Millers comes in, we shoot him.
Right.
Right?
I meant in the long run.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, obviously, I don't think we should die, because while you have been remarkably right about a lot of impossible things, I'm not going to just jump into believing that.
Yeah.
No, I agree. If something happens, you need to go, because we don't know how it's going to function with you.
I mean, if it, they shocked my hands. They shook my hand when I shook their hands. They did all the same things.
Yeah, but she kind of looks at James. It's different.
Yeah. I mean, as far as we know, you'd have to die pretty much right when we do. I mean, both times so far we've died basically back to back. Don't know how it's gonna go if one of us stays around or not.
Well, so, I mean, that's an argument that I just stay with you, right?
Shit. Okay. I'm just gonna be blunt. It is traumatizing dying and then coming back. So
That's
clearly,
why I was crazy for a few hours.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? But, I mean, I'm not going to just run away and let you get killed. That's silly. I'm not going to do that. So,
Let me just analyze this first, and then we can work through what we're gonna do. Okay?
all right.
She puts on her PPE and starts analyzing. That's a 9.
All right. Success with the raise.
Woo!
Yeah. So you're putting.
Hold on. You went
Hold on.
super robot-y. You're both very robot-y for me. Try talking again. Ooh. Stream, are you hearing that, or is that just a me thing?
No, I hear that too.
What is doing that? You're
I'm hearing robots from everybody.
Zoom, what are you doing? We go on break and see if we can fix this quickly. Okay, stream, we will go on break. It's also an hour, so we might go ahead and take our actual break. We'll see what we decide, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Hello, Internet. We're back. Thank you for bearing with us as we have dealt with technical difficulties, and we went ahead and took the opportunity to take our break. So now we will be here to finish out the session. Let's get back to it, shall we?
All right. So yeah, we left off with you having successfully analyzed the liquid that you had the goo you had gotten from the Miller's basement. Yes. And what you get back from it are definitely some odd readings. Some of the larger ones being some kind of unknown compound making up the majority of it. But one of the things you get from it is that it's highly conductive. and seems to have like a large capacity to store charge, much larger than what you would really expect from something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some chemical residue of what you would classify as like kind of signs of biology kind of thing. Nothing so far as to be like, well, I found blood in it,
Yeah.
but you found a lot of the things that you're like, kind of seems like there's some, maybe people got melted into this.
Yeah.
But other than that, you have like a chemical description of this. There's just a certain chemical that you're unable to identify. I mean, you know its properties, but you seems to have maybe like an element or something that's not on the periodic table.
Yeah. Okay. Clara kind of comes back over to the other two. Well, obviously it's made up of well, there's a biological element to it, and something I can't identify, some sort of element that I don't understand and I can't identify via these methods. But it is very highly conductive. So
Okay. So they're making a battery. Why do they need a battery? Why do they need a super battery? And why is it worth killing people to do?
maybe they need people to make it.
Okay.
Has to be made from people. For what purpose, though? I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen the machine up close, right?
Yeah, and I've been assuming it's kind of how each of the Millers has shown up, but they're all here and they're still doing it. So what are they doing?
That's a good question. Maybe we need to find out. I mean, like, actually see what they're doing with it now.
What I will say, I don't think you need to roll for this necessarily, James. To your knowledge of machinery and whatnot, you do remember that the tank is hooked up to kind of like the coffin thing, and there's some tubes leading to it, and so there's definitely an aspect of its conductivity being maybe necessary to conduct charge from what's going on at the table to the metal coffin.
Okay.
But again, it doesn't answer your second point of why are they still doing this.
Right. And so when I saw them melting our neighbors before, was the neighbor on the table or in the coffin?
They were on the table.
Okay.
So the table is like porous. They were on the table and electricity kind of shot out into them and they sort of disintegrated into crystals and the crystals fell into this liquid.
Okay.
And it started bubbling and glowing and it was being pumped to the coffin.
Yep, which I think at that time, this is me assuming that it would have been the daughter in the coffin because we hadn't seen her yet by that point. But yeah, like you said, like we said, why still do this if all four Millers are back? So
Yeah. I mean, maybe they need it to survive in some way, but like, David, from Clara's memory, when she saw like the lightning storms and stuff like that, all of the documentation about how often this happened, was there any pattern to like, okay, they did it for 2 weeks and then it was done, or like it was, they did it until they left, sort of thing?
It was definitely like periods of time, and then it would disappear. The stuff you've been watching or the stuff you've been looking at, you haven't really correlated it to you don't know who the Millers were then. You don't know anything like that. So you don't know if they left town or not.
Okay.
But you do know that some of these events lasted weeks, where it was pretty frequent. Sometimes it was months.
Okay.
Sometimes it was in an area on and off for years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they either have to be doing this or, I mean, I can't imagine that they've been doing the same experiment for years and not having the same, like, not getting the right results. So
Right.
they must know what they're doing, and maybe, I mean, they either need it to survive or they need it to power something. You just don't have enough information yet.
Yeah. So at least two of these cases have had that weird monster that you described, right? The one that, sticks its head up. Is there any indication if that comes at the tail end of these phenomena happening?
I feel like that happened, and then and then after, like, that was at the very beginning of the timeline, and those haven't been seen since, right?
So you have two sightings of them relatively. I mean, in like the same 100-year span, like the late 1700s, the mid 1800s. But yeah, there's you don't know when they came in relation to like that area's lightning storms. Like, was it beginning of the lightning storm to the end? You don't know.
So either, I don't know.
Well, okay, I was gonna say, why are they doing this, but I guess something we at least know is they've lived for a fucking long time. And so it's either directly because of this, or something with that lizard monster. Maybe lizard monster goes and eats, and then, it lays an egg, and you eat the egg, and you get to live forever, and that's what they're doing. Something is happening. Well, they kill
What if they
people.
are the lizard monsters, and this is how they stay human? I mean, we don't know anything at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I'm almost tempted to, just go up to them and ask and see how much we can learn before they, chop our head off.
I mean, we can try.
Sarah, it might not be a bad idea if we're planning to like go after them, right? We could arm up. Someone could just do that. Maybe even suicide bomb or something,
That's true, but if we don't die at their hands, then we might not come back.
Oh, I didn't think that.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah. Plus, there's also, if the bomb takes them all out, and we assume that's what, stops all this, then whatever our ultimate plan is, we need to make sure we are all alive at the end of it.
Yeah. I think next time we should get a video recorder and record what they're doing down there.
Okay, but if we can't take the video with us through the loops...
Well, at least we know. I mean, like, we could go stand outside and watch, but that would be dangerous. If we can reset to when Dr. Miller greets us, then we'll have time to set up.
Okay, so you think set up a video for when, one of the first ones is, see what's happening, retrieve it later.
Okay. How would we hide the video, though?
They have a lot of spy cameras and stuff.
I mean, like the CIA and stuff has spy cameras.
Well, but like we could get a video recorder and hide it in the bushes outside of the basement.
Do they have enough bushes to...
Do they have enough bushes? That's a good question.
It's
big, giant video camera.
Well, I know. It's probably this big. What's the bush situation outside of the house?
Not great, considering you're
Ah.
seeing the light from the windows.
Fair.
Okay. This. I'm torn because, after this morning, end of the loop is probably coming one way or the other. But I don't know what we can really be doing differently in future loops at this point.
Well, we can either be more aggressive or continue to be coy.
I suppose we could try and blend in. This is maybe a terrible idea.
Okay.
What if next time they bring those bloomin' onions around and one of us eats it?
Well, what would that accomplish?
We get sucked into the same brainwashing as everyone else, and the other person can observe, firsthand what that's like.
I'd rather not risk that. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think I can, I don't want to see you brainwashed, and I don't think it's a good idea if only one of us is in their faculties.
So we know more about them now, right? We could try and do more research about them. We could try and steal that whole journal and read it.
Exactly. Or the blueprints. When we figure out where that is. There's a lot of things that we can do
Right.
still. But
Yeah,
we're kind of just hitting it the end
There's
of
a whole
this
bunch
one.
of stuff we were gonna do,
If-
except it was the weekend and everything was closed.
Yeah.
Do the weekday. When I come back, I could maybe grab, I could work on arming up or something. Come meet him, get that back, and leave town, and try to get you some guns or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if we want to fight, or I'm not good at the research stuff.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, there's still a lot of stuff that we can do, but we need to figure out what we're going to do right now, too. Because they know something, and they know that we just flipped Matt Jr. in a car.
Well, I suppose we will have to see. What happens is, are the cops gonna come after us? Are the Millers just gonna come and
Well,
rip
they
us apart?
didn't call the cops when their house is on fire. Do you think
Right.
they'd want to get them involved now?
Probably not, but I mean, we drove through town shooting and car accident. Someone might have seen something.
Right, I guess that's fair. Okay. We need to get killed before we get arrested. That's weird.
That's a sentence.
Yeah.
Or we could run. Right? Do we have to do the research here?
I guess that's true. Well, we do need the blueprints.
Yeah, some of it is local.
But we know where they were last, right? Right? Or most
where-
recently, right from the book?
Where they. Oh, you're talking about the
last
history of where the
location
light
they were?
Yeah,
crystals
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, you could go to one of the other locations.
I guess from a game perspective, how useful will that? How like, I don't want to fuck up stuff and just be like, hey, we're gonna be gone from this town for a long time. We're gonna be somewhere for a week. Is that like gonna really mess up plans?
No, if you guys want to do that, you can do that.
What do you think, Alex? What's the next step?
I think going somewhere else to do research is smart. James is just trying to get out of this mindset of, well, the Millers are gonna kill us eventually, and it's probably that time. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
there are options? We don't just have to be
What?
brutally murdered?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, well, we have the car. We have, you know, I assume I grabbed my purse. Got enough resources. We could travel, go to the last place we know where they were, and see what we can find out.
James, can you hotwire a car?
I know the theory. I haven't done it before, but
Wait, why?
what's wrong with your car? Are we just gonna leave it? Or
Right.
whichever car it was that we drove here.
It drove through town in a gun chase. Like, cops will be looking for that model of car. They may not have our license plate, but they're going to be looking for a man and a woman, and that model of car, and someone else driving. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So. Well,
All right, from my
Find the car.
notes, where was the last place that I know that they were?
all right. We can make it up a little bit.
Sure.
We'll say Tennessee.
Ooh, very pertinent to my life. I'm gonna be there twice in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, of course you are. With that drive, do you have to drive through it long ways? Because I got to tell you, that takes.
No.
Okay.
No. Straight down through. I'm going straight down through, staying halfway, and then all the way back down, and then literally 2 days later, I'm driving back up.
All right. Let's make up a small town in Tennessee.
Do we do color landmark like this town is?
Well, Silver Falls is because there's some glacial waterfalls here, and there was a silver mine. So
Very well done. This will be
Does fantasy name generator
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
you're in Jefferson, Tennessee.
Jefferson, Tennessee.
Places and locations. Ooh, is there like small town name?
Small town name generator.
No.
Jefferson, Tennessee. Okay, there's Jefferson County in Tennessee.
Of course there is.
And there's Jefferson City.
Oh my god.
Why is there an isthmus name generator? Why do you need multiple isthmuses that you need names for? Oh, city and town names. Oh, but no small town names. Okay, American Town Central. Oh, Central America. I was thinking Central, like Midwest. I was like, these are not names you would find in the breadbasket.
We can say it's we'll say it's White Pine, Tennessee.
White Pine, Tennessee.
It's pretty close to Jefferson City. It's a real place, so I won't make up too much of its history. And also, this is a different world, anyways. So
Yeah.
the Millers aren't running around ours.
Mm-hmm. We hope.
All right. I mean, if this is a Stranger Things scenario and I have willed the Millers into existence, it's bad for everyone. I'll just say it right now.
Yeah.
We're doomed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah. White Pine, Tennessee. It's a bit of a drive from where you are.
We steal a car, is what we're saying.
That is the plan. Which I guess is probably going to be a lockpicking check from me. Or I don't know, because I guess it's,
Oh,
how interesting
like
is a failure on my part there? I suppose there is the chance that I crit fail and we advance the horror.
yeah, yeah. And I just get to advance the horror at some point, no matter what.
Oh,
So I got
boy.
bennies.
Ah, right.
Boy.
So yeah, you guys take like 71 over to 75.
Take 75 all the way down. That's what I'd do.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. Take 40 over and you're there. Yeah, it's almost directly south of you. But it's so yeah, you're probably looking at like an 8-hour drive, I would guess.
Yeah.
No, it's still early in the morning.
Yeah. You'd be there this afternoon.
Okay. I guess, Clara, should you leave a note for your chemistry professor friend to let him know he doesn't have to look at this, or because he's gonna call your number and you're not gonna answer, but
That's true. I guess we don't want to leave any clues behind.
but if you leave the note here, it might get back that we came here. So besides, I mean, he might be able to figure something out about the weird goop.
Okay. Yeah. I'll leave a note that says, Dear Professor.
It was Salt, Peter Salt.
Oh, Salt.
Mhm.
Dear Professor, oh, there it is. Dear Professor Salt, I have suddenly been called away, but I will contact you soon for the results. Period. I hope that you're doing well. And I left the candy in your drawer. And I will leave the candy in the drawer.
Yeah. All right. Leave the note. All right. So yeah, give me lock picking to break into this car, and then I'm gonna need a repair to hotwire it.
Okay. Lock picking is good. That's a 5.
Okay.
Yep.
Repair. That's a 1. That's a
That's
crit
a snake
fail.
eyes.
I do have bennies though.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be better about using our bennies because we got 3 of them a session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and do one now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, with the snake eyes though, it does advance the horror. You get to we keep the 7, so you hotwire it. And I think as you're driving away from campus, you see exiting out of the chemistry building, Matt Jr. And he just takes off at a sprint to try and catch you.
Oh
and
God.
he's catching up for a second. Like you have to gun it and make a turn.
Does he look hurt?
No.
Oh Lord.
Give me a notice check and see if you see any more.
Okay.
You can all give me a notice check.
Oh no!
That's a crit
Another
fail.
snake eyes.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use my Benny to notice, but that's just sad. D&D Beyond. Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
You aced twice.
So for folks at home, it went from a 1 to a 15.
I see everything.
All right.
All of time and space.
Yeah. So you kind of notice as he's fairly close. We'll say you parked pretty close to the chemistry building. Not like right next to it, but pretty close. And so you're driving right by it and you manage to get a good look at him. And you see that like his clothes are kind of torn up a little bit, and you see some burn marks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not even a hair out of place.
Mm-hmm.
He looks
Okay.
100% fine.
Okay. Clara's gonna yell out the window because she is fucking curious. How should I phrase this? Are you the lizard people, or are you serving the lizard people?
What do you need to roll?
With my notice, can I notice a change in his face when I say that to see if I can
with raises? Yes. I think that he definitely has kind of a shocked look on his face, and I think with because that's 2 raises. Yes. I think you see a shocked look and kind of like a curious, kind of sly grin. Like he's kind of doing a, how the heck do they know about the lizard people?
But I can't gather which one.
No.
Okay.
Not just with that.
Okay.
Give me. I think this is more of a taunt than anything else. You're trying to taunt this information out of him.
I guess that's true.
So yeah, give me a taunt roll.
It's a wild card because I am wild card.
Untrained, yeah. Give me an unskilled wild card test then, yeah.
That is a 1.
Okay. So he does not answer.
Okay.
He does not fall for the taunt. But yeah, you kind of turn a kind of down a road. The kind of like lizard people thing, he was kind of catching up to you, and he kind of stops for a second at that, and you take a turn, and he's out of sight. You kind of gun it. You're on like a city street. It's thankfully early in the morning, but it is a Sunday, so there's starting to be a little bit of church traffic going on. But yeah, you guys are probably going like 80 on a street that we're like speed limit like 35, and running red lights, doing the things. You'll probably need another car soon.
Absolutely.
And as you're kind of going down the street, you all notice land in front of the car at kind of like you see him kind of land as he's leaping, and he kind of stumbles to a stop. He's about 100 yards in front of the car, Matt Jr., and he turns around.
Oh God.
And
Do we run him over?
Yeah, run him.
Yeah, Sarah's gonna. Yeah, Sarah's thinking the same thing. 113. How do I handle a vehicle collision? We'll do. Vehicle's toughness. Forces of air to make better control. Oh, okay. All right. She just got a driving check here. I'm on Sarah's page. All right. Hit with oh well, this is technically a melee, so I have to look at that. Might not hit.
Ooh.
If he's got a parry high enough.
Just parry a car.
Oh my God. I know. The Savage World rules on combat are simple yet complex.
Just hits.
Okay.
So yes. Ramming something with the car though.
What?
Oh, just to do this. I bought it on myself, but still. As I drop all my notes. Look.
Yep. I'm gone now.
All right. Let's just look at a thing. How much do I feel like a car ramming someone with the car should hurt?
We also never said what kind of car we managed to hotwire, but it's probably
Oh,
just
yeah.
a sedan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the 80s. Everything's made out of metal. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's heavier than anything we're driving now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Where's my weapons? Let's just see a big. Let's see. If you got hit by a tank, so you guys are going like 80 miles an hour. If you got hit by like a shell or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna call it 48.
Oh my god.
Come on, some eights.
Slash
Let's get some
Roll.
explosions.
48.
No, we don't want
I rolled
explosions.
an
We're in
8.
the car.
So I
Okay.
get to roll another d8. It's a 7. All right. So that is
23.
23. All right. Yeah. You hit him, and he's kind of like, he sees what you're doing and he kind of digs in, like ready to take the hit, and kind of shoulders into it. And the car does kind of like almost stop for a second, and you see, it's like you hit like a deer or like a moose.
Oh my
Like
god.
the front of the car is like wrecked, and you all find yourself out of control, kind of spun out, and with no damage to yourselves. Like, he did move, you didn't stay in place. He apparently went flying.
Good. Good.
And as he as you kind of like are dazed and getting up, or kind of looking out the front, a little bit of smoke coming out of the front of the car. You see Matt Jr. laying there on the road, and he puts a hand up and starts to stand up.
Oh boy.
And looks over, and you see he's got a little bit of like road rash on his face. So he felt it. It didn't not hurt him.
Does the car
hit him
still
again,
run?
hit him again.
No, just go.
We will make a driving check to see if
Oh boy.
the car still runs for. Yep.
Oh shit. It's a 10.
All right. So the car's not doing great, but it's gonna get you out of here. And Sarah, guns it, and Matt Jr. is running after you.
Oh boy. Do we shoot him? What do you think?
I think that's all we really have left at this point, because
Yeah.
he's shown he can catch up to us.
Okay. Question.
Mm-hmm.
do I know enough about them to try to psychoanalyze him, to say something to him that would like make him lay off?
Go Freud on his ass, just get him
Yeah.
so confused and weirded out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I saw his reaction to that, and I do have knowledge psychology as one of my roles.
Okay, roll me knowledge psychology. I'm going to treat this as there's actually an attack you can do with like intimidation and stuff. It's called Test of Wills.
Oh.
And so he actually I need to look it up because I don't 100% remember this.
I rolled a 4, but
Okay.
I want to do better. So I'm going to use another one of my bennies.
Let me check
Because
the
I
back.
rolled a
4 and
Test
a
of Will
1.
86.
yeah. Okay. I all right. Ready? Another one. I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Better.
5's not nothing.
No, it's 5.
Especially if this is some kind of attack, it might not just be a get a
Mhm.
4 to hit
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. All right, so it's an opposed roll. So it's not taunt or intimidation, but you're kind of trying to go after him on like psychological level. I can resist it with either smarts or spirit. Are you trying to kind of deflate? Are you trying to kind of logic him out of it? Is
No,
he resisting with smarts or spirit? Up to you.
I think smarts, because I would like, I feel like she's gonna say something that is, I'm gonna say something that is like, hey, we know what you're up to, we're gonna stop you, and like, and reveal it in such a way that's like like, oh shit, like they know way more than I thought they did. Oh, my eyelash is coming off, hold on.
All right.
Ooh, he also got a 5.
Oh boy.
Okay. I think in this example then, because it's active versus passive kind of thing on this, so he's setting the DC that needs to be overcome. So
Okay.
a DC of 5 works. So it works.
Okay. So Clara is going to say, oh, he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just picking up my notes. I can still hear you.
She's gonna say in Latin to him. She's gonna quote something from the notebook. She's gonna quote the recipe.
Okay.
She's gonna say like a part of the recipe in Latin, and then say, "This ends here."
Okay. And so, what are you hoping to achieve with this? That he's going to back off?
Yes, I'm hoping that he realizes that. Well, okay. I want him to realize that like we are more of a threat than he is, like he's perceiving us to be. Like we know more, we're further along than he could have imagined, and like sort of on that line.
Okay. All right.
Just give him pause.
Give him a reason he thinks he needs to. You're dangerous. Maybe he needs to give you some space.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think he stops running. You're kind of gunning it in the rear view.
Yeah.
You're watching him, and you're watching him as one of the cars that was nearby that was kind of spun out in this big wreck and everything. He deadlifts over his head and tries to chuck at you, but it lands a little short as you're going too fast.
Oh my god. Clara, like, pulls herself back in the car and she's like, I can't believe that worked.
And I think I am going to want some sanity checks, as this has been bonkers insane what you all have gone through. So
Okay.
you all need to make spirit rolls.
Okay. Any kind of modifiers we should be slapping on here?
Nope.
Okay.
I finally figured out how sanity works in this system. There's too many steps. I'll
Oof.
tell you that much.
That's probably good for me. That's a 9.
So you're actually just you're looking to beat a target number of my choice, depending on how scary it was.
Okay.
Probably just 4 on this. This isn't the craziest thing you've come across.
I mean, fair. I also rolled a 4.
Everyone gets it. So what would have happened is, if you failed, I would have rolled damage, and if that was over your sanity score, you would be shaken, potentially go insane. You basically have 3 wounds that are your mental stats, a mental version of wounds, and you could soak those with bennies if you wanted to with a smarts roll. If I rolled high enough over your sanity score to inflict insanity or madness on you. There we go. If you can take up to 3 madness. If you'd taken any madness, blah, 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 blah. But yeah.
All right.
But you all passed, so you're fine. And yeah, you drive for a minute before you probably got to pull over somewhere and hotwire a new car.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
And get out of here. It's not going to be hard to find an unattended car right now. It is a Sunday morning, so you can go to some church along the way and
Steal a car.
Yep.
steal a car.
Definitely going to hell.
Go ahead and give me another couple of rolls. Give me a lockpick and repair.
Okay. Lockpick. That's a 7. And repair. That's a 4.
Good enough. Nothing fancy on this car.
Yeah.
You can cruise around for a minute to find the kind of car you want. I'm assuming you want a car that can go fast.
James, you have to be so picky.
Listen, we need something that can clearly outrun Crazy Fast Teenager, can survive smashing Crazy Fast Teenager. So maybe we need one and not the other. We should go with fast.
Okay.
And no, I'm not just picking a nice American muscle car. But
A Mustang.
A Mustang.
Yeah, probably does eventually find a Mustang.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you guys are in a suburb of Columbus. You can go to the nice church and
yeah.
pick up the car and peel out.
Yeah. We'll just have them consider this their donation. This Sunday.
In poor taste, James. Although I have had an interesting thought, and I don't know if I should bring this up now, or I don't know why, but on the next loop, perhaps... Okay, this might be a terrible idea. The next loop, we could invite Matt Jr. over and knock him out and see if he's actually a lizard person or human.
We could try that.
Sarah's gonna. I mean, how are we gonna knock him out? We just hit him with a car going 80 miles an hour, and he didn't get knocked out.
Drugs? A lot of drugs?
I mean, okay, so try and poison him. I mean,
Well,
if he's dead, he's dead. Who cares?
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I didn't want to say that, but I kind of that's where I was going.
Put enough tranquilizers in his drink to bring down an elephant and see what we get.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
exactly. Okay. Well, we got another couple hours. Does anybody want a snack first?
We should probably get some driving in before we stop again.
That's fair. I'm gonna take a nap. Sarah just kind of like places her head on the seat belt as one does when you're taking a long car trip.
I think Sarah's going to pull over pretty soon and ask James to drive so she can nap as well. As she did stay up most of the night.
Yeah,
She
that's
probably
true.
isn't up for an 8-hour drive. But makes, she probably drives for a solid 45 minutes before it's time to pull over.
Yeah. And maybe Clara
and-
wakes up into that drive and
Mhm.
like is in the front seat with James and like, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Well, I mean, I think technically we're still in the same shit we were in before. This is just different part of it.
I just keep thinking that this can't be the final loop because of Carol.
Yeah. Well,
That's why I want to go back earlier.
Right. That's very sweet of you, to be thinking of that. There's a part of me that worries that we're not going to be able to get out of this without someone dying. The Millers are clearly so much. They know what's going on, even if they don't know that we are looping yet. But I mean, what are we gonna do? Go back to meeting Dr. Miller and take him out before he brings back any of the family members? Something tells me that's not gonna go as smoothly as we think.
No, but maybe that could be our goal. Like, I mean, that would be the best case scenario, right? So maybe that's what we work towards.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think this was how I was going to be spending my summer is all.
Yeah, me neither. I do have to wonder, though, have we been targeted by the Millers? Or is everyone who's meeting them, shaking their hands and, if we could somehow get. I mean, Carol said she didn't eat the blooming onions.
Yeah, and she said that she didn't remember anything, though. But she
Yeah.
didn't get killed by them.
Well, she got melted by them before, but not killed.
I guess that's true. Maybe it's if you get killed by the machine.
You guys give me some smarts rolls. You're dancing around a subject that your characters might put together here.
Okay.
Oh boy, with my D4.
I got a 4.
I got a 5.
James got a 5.
Okay. All right. So Carol, so when you guys have died, you've gone back to when you met the person who killed you. Right? So Carol has been presumably killed by Matt Jr.
Right.
And if you remember, first time you met everyone on the block, and then the next day mowed Carol's lawn and presumably killed her. And then every time after that, he's killed Carol upon meeting her.
Oh, so. Oh. Maybe she is looping. She's just dying. She's just coming back when she meets Matt Jr. and he's just killing her.
Okay, but so is she freaking out? Or does he know that he needs to kill her right away somehow?
I assume she's freaking out. I mean, like, look what happened to me when I came back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You did hear Carol scream
Yeah.
this last time to start it off with.
The poor girl. Well, I mean, she's not gonna know until she meets. Mm, uh, okay, here's a really moral-driven question. Do we let her meet Matt Jr.? Because if she doesn't,
I think we need to be there, though.
but don't you think it'd be better if she didn't? I mean, would you want to know about all this?
I think it's more the Millers are so set on meeting everyone, we're not going to be able to stop it from happening. I think we need to be there for damage control.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay. That's fair. Okay. We didn't bring a change of clothes.
Nope. We did not. There's... We can find something along the way.
I'm sure there's a Meyer.
You're asking a bunch of 90s kids what store
I know.
existed in the 80s.
I don't know what grocery chain Tennessee or Ohio in 1980.
Yeah.
I could tell you some weird ones from like Texas when I was little. There's the Food Lion, or Albertsons was a big chain
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
died off since then.
Oh. Now, the first Walmart was in Alabama in 1980.
Oh, so it's definitely not made it
No.
to Tennessee yet.
Okay. I would have thought they'd have been
Wow, Walmart's not that old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty old, but
Yeah.
41
Meyer was
years, but
definitely
still.
not around. Anyway.
All right, just something. The other one to think about is, well, it is 1980. You know, if the police are super after you, checks.
Yeah.
Money trail is a thing that can be used to find you by the
Yeah.
police.
Well, at
Yes.
least in the last system, I had ridiculous amounts of cash.
That's true.
That's true.
Sure.
You have,
I'm pretty
well,
sure
yeah,
I have
yeah.
1,000 in this.
I have
And this-
500.
Yeah, so you guys have $1,000 cash, $500 cash. We'll say it's in cash, not in your bank or anything
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
Just for convenience.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's
Yeah.
all in singles because James is gonna go to the strip club. But now
Spend $1,000. Gross.
gross indeed, Alex. How dare.
just imagining 1,000 in singles.
Bring in this giant briefcase. To the strip
I've
club.
seen almost 300 in singles before, so just triple that basically.
Oh my God.
That's true. 1,000 isn't that many. Like it's a lot, but it's not an insane amount of.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah. So you got some cash on you. You'll have to avoid writing checks
hmm
or using credit cards.
Mhm.
But yeah, you make your way to White Pines, Tennessee. Do you switch cars along the way?
We already switched one once.
Yeah,
Right.
but the one we have is still from Silver Falls.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah, I mean, probably, find somewhere, because I guess it's still a Sunday. Maybe there's like, a noon sermon that's happening somewhere. Just steal from
There's
another
also
church.
there's the after church lunch time. You know,
Yes.
people all go to lunch after church. So
Yeah.
plenty of people out and about at noon. Put you still in Ohio, probably, which probably isn't a bad idea. It means that they don't know you're in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking this is the victimization of Christianity that they're complaining about.
Right.
Stealing just from people at church.
I mean, we're not doing it on purpose. It's just where we happen to be. I mean, we don't know that the people we're stealing from are Christian. They're just the people at the diner who just happen to be there. It could be a person who didn't go to church. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably it's unless you stop outside of Cincinnati, like you're probably small town Ohio.
Fair.
And it's probably they went to church.
Yeah.
It's 1980.
True. All right, yes, we take another car. Wafa.
All right. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it. The chance of advancing the horror isn't too bad, and you've had a lot of practice today. You find your way to White Pines, Tennessee, after a brief car swap, say an hour. Well, maybe not an hour. Cincinnati's pretty low in Ohio. 30 minutes outside of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And yeah, White Pines is White Pines. It's let me look at pictures of White Pines, Tennessee.
Just imagining like pine trees painted white, like they're that kind of tacky.
There's just someone out there, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty small town. It's a pretty small town. Can I post this in Discord? Copy link address. All right. And yeah, so it's a very, very small town. You find yourselves checking into the only motel in town, Schitt's Creek style. It's not great. And yeah, what's the plan here in White Pines?
Maybe get some rest. We haven't had a good night's sleep in a while. We also been driving for hours. I think it's a good idea for us to like take the night, like take the evening and the night to just decompress. And then tomorrow, which is a Monday, which makes more sense for us to like get going on stuff.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You get a good night's sleep in, and yeah, start fresh on Monday.
Yeah. I think Clara's up pretty early. She'll like head out of the room. I assume this is a motel that like doesn't have a coffee like machine in it. It's the 80s. So going like she's probably gone from the room when James gets up. She's over at probably walking back with
I guess
a couple cups of coffee.
Did you get a single room and is James relegated to the couch? You know, 2 beds and a couch or something?
Well, no, I think the sisters can share a bed, although like I'm sure that Clara was like, oh yeah, we could totally share a bed. And then she's like, fucking a person I've never, like I didn't know this person 2 days ago, but this like we're sisters, it's fine.
Yeah.
But she's okay with that.
Yeah, Sarah probably, will say, something along the line. If you need, I could take a walk for an hour or two, give you guys some time alone.
To whom? Who is she? Is she saying this?
You.
Just Clara? What are you
To
talking
Clara.
about? No. Why would you want it? Why would I do that? What are you talking about?
I mean, you guys just have a very stressful situation. You could bond over it, you know.
I don't think that that's appropriate. Plus we don't I don't think no, I'm not ready for that.
James is probably in the shower during this so that he can't
Yeah.
overhear this.
I just I don't what would I say? I don't even know what I would say to him. I feel that's I don't I She's clearly just panicking.
It's like you just, you know, I can walk out. He's taking a shower right now. You could do a power play. Just go in there with him.
What?
What?
Go in the just unprovoked? Who does that?
It could be you. You could do that.
Is that something that guys like?
Huh? I mean, they usually like it when I do it, but you know.
Okay, why don't you okay. Oh my god. Okay, so what if you want to why don't you go to the store and get some groceries?
Mhm.
And I will probably just sit here the whole time, but I might think about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. She leaves. You hear the car start up.
I think Clara like sits there for like she sits and then stands up and then sits and then stands up and she's like I can't just go in there that would walks over to the door that I assume is closed.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah?
Just making sure you're okay in there.
Do you need to use the...
No. I just, yeah, Sarah went to the store, so I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm good. Or are you okay?
No. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry, I'm fine. Just, I'll just be out here. Walks away from the door.
Okay, I'll be done in a minute. And then I think, minute later, water shuts off. Yeah, James comes out, towel on, but just at the waist. Right, sorry, left the change of clothes out here.
Oh, no, it's fine. Sorry. Sarah just said something to me. I don't know why our parents named us Clara and Sarah. That was such a bad idea.
It's pretty mean of them.
So, yep, it's fine. Just, I want to make sure you weren't lonely.
Clara, are you okay?
I don't know. Sarah keeps saying these things to me, and I don't know how to react to them. And I feel like I should be doing things, and I'm not comfortable. Like I've never done these things before. I'm sorry. It's been a day, and I think this whole sisterly influence thing is really just going to my head in a way that I never thought it was going to.
Right. He will make his way over to the bed and sit down next to her, arm around the shoulder. Hey, this is some bonkers stuff we're doing, and I imagine I would be pretty similar to you if, I had a, fake brother show up out of nowhere. You are handling this remarkably well.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, Well, at least I feel like I'm slowly learning things about her, and I just don't, I don't want to lose her right now.
Well, so, I mean, hey, at least as far as that goes, I guess it was a good idea for us to, flee the state. Does that make us federal criminals now?
Technically,
Huh. That's not going to help your court case at all.
I guess not. But if we reset timeline in the right way, then it won't matter anyways. 'Cause none of that would have happened. If I reset before you, like if the doctor kills me first and Mrs. Miller kills you, would you want to know? Like if I could stop her from meeting you, would you want to know?
Well, I think more than my answer to that, I wouldn't want you to have to go through this on your own.
It's very sweet.
Nothing else, we're in this together.
Clara just kind of like nods and looks at him, and then she like just full on leans in and kisses him. And then she pulls away, eyes wide, stands up, and she's like, I am so sorry, and then just leaves the room.
I assume she goes outside, not like into the bathroom and shuts herself in there.
Yes, she goes outside.
Think it takes a few minutes because James now has to actually put on clothes again, but he will, a short time later, will emerge and follow.
Claire's just sitting in the office, like next to the pot of coffee with like one of those styrofoam cups in her hand, like just like with her hand on her forehead, just like like reprimanding herself for what happened.
James will knock at the door jam.
Hi.
Hi. Mind if I join you?
Coffee's stale, but please go ahead.
Right. I think James will go over, get some coffee, sniff it, realize it is it is bad, and just put it to the side. Well, I that was surprising to say the least, but
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no, don't 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 need to apologize. It was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was surprising, and that's still the main emotion I am processing right now. But it was, it wasn't bad.
Thanks.
I feel like I either need to, go full on sweep you off your feet right now, or we just, have a conversation about this like two mature adults.
Yeah, we're mature adults. Yeah.
Right? Okay. Um Yes. See, I was kind of hoping you would go for option one because that's the one I know how to do more, but okay. Um, is there like an attendant in the office? It's just like very obviously trying to look like they're not listening in on this.
100%. Yes.
You just hear a page turn for the magazine they're reading.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is 1980. They don't even have a computer in here.
No.
There's you had to sign in a journal.
Uh-huh.
Get those.
They did the credit card machine.
You paid cash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Like some real weirdos.
Oh,
A guy
no.
and two ladies paid cash for night to night.
How long are you to be staying? We're not sure yet. Oh my god.
Gave some what I assume are fake names.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. It's just like we could just pretend it didn't happen.
That is not going to do either of us any good. But
I guess that's true. It's just Sarah kept talking to me about like, oh, I could give you guys some alone time. Oh, you told me about James, and I'm so have you guys done anything while he's been here? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I panicked, and then I was thinking that maybe there was a thing, and it's just her putting these thoughts in my head, and I didn't know. So I just went for it, and then I panicked and I left. And I'm sorry I left. And yeah.
right. Well, that is certainly a lot to be thinking about, and I'm sorry it's so complicated. I suppose from my perspective, there is part of me that is worried about whether this is because of our, and kind of looks towards the office attendant, because of our situation, whether this isn't feeling brought on by circumstances. And if it is, if it is and we're both fully aware of that, then that's fine. But if it's something else, then maybe we need to have a more in-depth conversation about it.
Right. Well, we can't really know unless we're out of this situation, right?
Right. But given the situation, we don't know when that will be. And it seems to me like it would be a bit of a shame to not take this opportunity while it is presented to us.
What do you mean by opportunity?
Well, again, kind of looking at the attendant.
The woman is just like,
Just reading a book. Like every time it goes down, every now and again you hear the crunch of a Lay's potato chip.
Well, I suppose in the immediate term, opportunity, insert fake name Sarah gave here.
oh,
It's only gone for so long, but that also may be presumptuous and moving too fast. But
you mean go back to the room and
yep, that is the gist of what I was implying. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is that something that you would want to do?
That if you wanted to, I, I guess said do this like mature adults. Yes, that is something I would be interested in, but I don't want to pressure you or make you feel weird about it.
I mean, we could go back to the room if we could do that. That might be. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's, allow me to take your coffee and let's head back to the room.
I can love these two.
Right. So yeah, fade away.
The one thing before fade to black is
mhm.
just like as soon as they are like out of the office, the nearest trash can just tossing the coffee in it. And
All right. Yeah. So Sarah gets back. She's got some groceries. She's walking in the door, kind of like picking groceries up off the floor, turning around. She spins with her grocery bags. What does she see?
Okay. One of two things. Either we are as far away from each other as possible in this little room, or we are acting like nothing happened and trying to like converse with each other in a way that is totally natural. What do you think?
I kind of like the first one, but it's very always like we have just thrown on clothes and like hair is totally must. And just like, one of us is reading a book that's upside down. Again, trying to act totally nonchalant. But...
super cash. All cash. Yeah. Oh, groceries. Yeah, let me. Were there any left in the car? Did you I'll just go check the car.
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Well, I'll help you unload them and get the stuff in the fridge. There be a fridge? Yes, fridge.
No, there's not a fridge.
Okay.
I assume not. It's a motel in 1980. I don't think. There's probably not even cabinet space. In fact, here is some blueprints. I'll switch you over to this page.
Well, we were awkwardly flirting. David was over here looking at blueprints.
Listen, we didn't have time for the discussion of kinks and fetishes.
That's fair. That's fair.
And yeah, so you're of course in the 2-bedroom one over here.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I'm sure that they have space. Like in my headspace, if there is not a fridge in here, then there is a fridge in the office that we can go put stuff in and like keep it in there. Does that make sense?
I mean, you could ask them.
Okay.
She didn't get anything that you needed to refrigerate, just in case.
Yeah, good idea. Yes, Clara will just kind of help unload things, avoiding eye contact with everyone in this room at any cost.
Mm-hmm.
And what time is it now?
It depends. Did you guys want to have done this the day you got here? Is this Sunday?
Probably. Yeah, this is Sunday night.
Okay. So it's probably closing in on dinner time. She has gotten some form of fast food or whatnot. I don't know if there's a fast food restaurant in the town or not. It's pretty small. Looking at census data in 1990, there was 1,800 people in the town. So in 1980,
took longer.
Somebody has famous barbecue there.
Yeah,
that's true. Tennessee. She went to and got some roadside barbecue.
Yeah, and so it took longer than the hour we were expecting, which is why we were so hastily interrupted.
All right. I'm gonna give her a notice check to see how much she notices. 5. All right. I think at some point as you guys are putting up the groceries, she kind of like looks at you, Claire, and she's like, "Oh my god."
Just shut up. Don't say anything. I'm talking about it.
Do I get my own bed tonight?
No, no, no. Please stop talking.
All right. With that, we'll cut to the morning. And yeah, there's something of a town library. It's not like big or anything. In fact, it's probably like attached to the school or something like that. That you can go to and try and figure if you want to do some research here. There's going to be there's probably like a local newspaper. It is 1980, so you could go there and try and ask after records of past things. You know roughly the time period they would have been in here. This would have happened in over a course of a couple of years. We'll say 1938 to 1940.
Okay. And so just because I know we didn't get too much information about the architect of the secret basement house before, but is there a chance, just based on the timing, that they would have been old enough to still be designing stuff when they were here? Or is it likely that, the architect was just a young kid in the 30s?
You have no idea. The original blueprints were from like 1885.
Okay.
So a little unlikely that in the 1940s the same architect was. I mean,
Okay,
he'd have to
but-
be real old, or it would have to be one of them.
But I think that does actually help, because I think James is thinking, okay, someone could go to the library, someone could go to the newspaper, someone could search City Hall and see if there are any records of blueprints by that architect.
Okay. Then we should. Do we want to split up? Would that be a good idea?
I mean, it's either that or, we all take turns doing research, and, a lot of us are less helpful.
Sitting around watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll go look at the old town records.
Okay.
If you want to go look up blueprints.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly where I will be most helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless Sarah, there's something else you want to do.
I don't know. I wonder if it's probably too suspicious if we have a different car all of a sudden, so I guess we gotta stick with this one. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think just maybe park it somewhere that's kind of off the beaten path a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I can go with you. And you said we're doing city. We're going to the newspaper records or the library.
The newspaper. I assume that the library won't have like records on the town itself. Probably just more books. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we will start. We'll start with James and his looking for if there's any blueprints filed by Charles Wedgwood.
All right, I assume this is an investigation roll.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trained, but it's still a D4. That's a 3. I'll use a Benny. I've still got some.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're getting a D6 out of the deal as well. So
Yeah.
got a decent chance of hitting that 4.
Another
Oh,
3. Can I use a Benny again, or is it once per roll?
yeah. You can use all 3 on one roll if you really want that roll to
Okay.
work.
Yeah. There's 10 minutes left in the session. I'm gonna use the last Benny. Watch as David throws something at me that it's like, well, would have been nice to have a Benny for. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay. Yeah, so that is a success with a raise. So I think, yes, there is a blueprint on file here from Charles Wedgwood. And the blueprint is, you pull it up, and it is of a house and kind of a similar situation. Big hidden basement. And it's a different house. It's not the same blueprint, but the basement loadouts are remarkably similar. And well, you didn't see the other blueprint, but based on what was described, this sounds exactly like the blueprint that Clara told you about. And this one is dated as 1935. And you have the address. It looks like it was built, and it is in town.
Okay, so the first one was dated the 1800s
Yes.
and seemed to be for Silver Falls.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. That I don't know if
Yeah,
that
this is a
means
full
anything.
70 years later.
Yeah, but they were here before they were in Silver Falls, unless Silver Falls is their base and they're coming back home.
So they were in Silver Falls in the early 1900s,
Right,
and they
yeah.
were here in like the 1938 to 1940,
Okay.
according to the book.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Right, because this is at least their second time in Silver Falls now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So yeah, you know, James will do whatever needs to be done to, get a copy. At the very least, writes down the address. Maybe also sketches out, simple version of the blueprints on his own. But
All right. I'm going to spend one of my bennies to advance the horror here a little bit. And as you're looking at this blueprint, the person who is helping you with this, who's fetching things, just kind of goes, "Oh, you're looking at the old Hamilton place, I see."
oh, this place has a reputation, I see.
Oh yeah, haunted as all get at.
Haunted, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of hauntings are we talking about?
Well, there was a bunch of disappearances back here, a few decades back, and some people say some of their ghosts still haunt the Hamilton place. The Hamilton's up and disappeared. People think maybe it had something to do with them.
Hamilton's, eh? Could I, is there more about them anywhere I could learn about?
Oh, I mean, they did some. There's some newspapers covered the disappearances, and I mean, I don't know about them in particular. I mean, you could talk to people in town. I could tell you the rumors. I was pretty young at the time, but I remember I had a few friends disappear.
I'm sorry to hear that. It must have been difficult. But
Yeah, there's some reporters came out here maybe 20 years back doing a book or something on it, and went into the house, and they never came out. In fact, that basement, no one's ever found it.
Okay.
think it might not actually have been built.
It's possible, but yeah, I mean, tell me these rumors, which if you have them, we can
Oh
go through
well,
them now.
he goes on to describe the Hamiltons who he met a few times. He says, and the description is remarkably like the Millers,
Yeah.
down to the ages.
Yeah, James was very careful not to suggest, oh, mother, father, son, daughter, not
mhm.
plant any information.
Yeah, and so he describes and he gives like a basic physical description of them that sounds like the Millers.
Mhm.
Each one of them, and that they were well liked in town, and they moved in, and shortly after, people started disappearing, and no one thought anything of it because they're the Hamiltons. They're nice. They went to church. Everyone liked them. And then there was the fire, and they left town after that.
Was the fire in the house?
Oh, not in the house. No, the church burned down. A whole bunch of folks in it.
Oh, gosh. Was it the church the Hamiltons went to?
Yeah, yeah, and they left shortly after that, and everyone understood. And it wasn't until a few years later we got a new police chief, and he kind of started looking into it, and kind of realized that the Hamiltons probably were suspicious of kind of folks involved in it, and that no one ever could trace him down after that.
Okay. This chief isn't still around, is he? Or she?
He, she, no, he's still around. I mean, he's not the chief no more, but he's retired. He lives over, and he gives a street.
Okay. Yeah, this is all a lot of great news. I'm kind of a hobbyist when it comes to this sort of thing, and so this is a lot more information than I was hoping to get just coming here. So thank you, sir.
All right. And he, leaves you on your way. Yeah. So Clara and Sarah, you're at the newspaper place. Give me an investigation. They will let you look through old microfilm or whatever of the old newspapers.
Cool. Investigation. I'm glad I took this. Whoop.
You
That's
guys
a
like your
3?
threes? Got a Benny?
I don't think so. I think I used all mine. No.
Well, have you been tracking them in the
Yeah.
sheet? Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'm too distracted, James.
Okay. Sarah will try. She is unskilled. 3.
Well.
So not a lot of luck.
Yeah.
I will say, if basic time periods to be looking through. And the issue probably is more that you're having a hard time finding that time period to look through. So no luck today. You can come back and try later.
Yeah.
You all meet up for maybe a late lunch or something like that. And
and I will share all that I have learned, and it sounds like maybe you should see if you can ask them about any articles about the Hamiltons. It sounds like still a big thing in this town.
Yeah, it sounds like you were a lot more fruitful than we were. It's just a lot of documentation to go through.
Yeah, well, I had the advantage of poor old guy at City Hall probably doesn't talk to anyone most of the day, so
There.
As you're eating, as you sat down, you've given your order and whatnot. The waitress comes to drop it off, and she kind of says, I heard y'all were looking into the Hamiltons.
Yeah. We're kind of looking into the town history and some of the weird things that have happened.
I'd be careful if I was you. Few folks have come through town looking into them before, and I got to tell you, it hasn't ended well for any.
Really?
That's
Where
what
do
I
they
heard.
usually go wrong?
I don't know. No one's come around since I can remember, anyways. And yeah, I mean, there's those folks that looked into trying to find the basement, figuring that's where they kept all the bodies. And they last got saw going into the house. No one's seen him since. And then there's a few there's the old police chief there. He's half crazy.
Oh.
His whole family died. Maybe about like 5 years after he took over, and he never got over it.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, we'll be careful. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, good luck. And she walks off. You guys, your diner burgers, probably.
do we
That
give
was
her a bigger
weird.
tip for that or not?
I don't
Is that-
know.
Is that a bigger tip or a smaller tip? Probably bigger.
Well, as you debate the tip, I think we'll leave there. I'm going to say you guys get 3 experience this time around. You managed to evade Matt Jr.
Boy, did we.
Yeah.
All right. That puts us at 20, which I think you said
Yeah.
is like the next tier or whatever
Uh,
it is.
Yeah. So I
Next
believe,
rank?
yeah, you all are
Or rank might be different.
well, you get an advancement because it's 5, and I think 20 puts you at the next rank as well. Let me look at ranks. Let me just double check that. Rank 47. Okay. Yep. So 20 puts you at seasoned.
Okay.
So yeah, if y'all wanted to take an edge that required seasoned, you may now do so.
Okay, so hitting seasoned in and of itself doesn't do anything, it just opens up new options.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have the 5 points, so you do have enough to buy an edge, or you can raise a stat. You can raise a skill, 1 skill above the linked attribute, or you can raise 2 skills that are below their linked attribute up a dice step as well, with an advancement. And I think that's our main things. Let me double check.
And so when you say edge, is that one of the attributes, or what is edge again?
That's like your feats, right?
Okay,
You guys
right,
had some edges.
Yep. Gonna become the
that's-
edgiest edge.
Hell yeah. We can figure this out in between.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah.
it will be at least 2 weeks before we're back with this game. We will not have LB next Tuesday, unfortunately. So, as we said before, we'll figure it out whether we do masks without LB, or if we do, some other kind of game stream, or if we just take that night off. We'll see. Best way to know is to follow us on Discord and Twitter so that you can see when we, announce about that. Oops, that is not the right Twitch command. There we go. All right. Well, thank you, David, for running the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Thank you, my other lovely player, for being such a wonderful player. And yeah, so like I said, follow the socials to know what we're doing. Next time this channel should be live will be Thursday with more Elegant Magics. We had to miss last week, so this time should be the time that we are finally finishing the time loop shenanigans in that game. Gonna be a lot of fun there, so make sure you check it out. Schedule should be as normal until next Tuesday. I think that's it for GGK. Either you got things you want to plug before we go?
I'll just check out my Twitter for all the things that I do, because there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll live tweet my drive down with my mother in a car for, 14 hours.
As long as you are not actively driving when doing
Right,
so.
yes, yeah.
I'm just imagining terrible, Siri live, dictation and then just all the random stuff that gets thrown in there.
No, I'll make my mom do it. I'll have her dictate.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for us here tonight. So thank you everyone at home for watching. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Night, night, night.